Hi, so I'm continuing with my notes from parenting classes. So we just went through this chart, which is a routine and activities throughout the day chart. Things to focus on your goals, your current activities, an outline, or a list which helps as your child is growing and developing and progressing the different important factors in your particular child or situation. Uh, um, so, um, so sleeping, eating, um, exercise, things that you need to avoid, um, activities, etc. So we went over the factors in my specific situation with. So every situation is obviously different. So by making a list, it helps you understand what's going on and maybe focus on things that you may be lacking. So making lists and charts helps focus on and outline clearly and specifically what is going on in your situation and what you can do to improve things, to set new goals and concentrate on what may be lacking. The next section is um, the importance of communication and bonding. So, we were asked to choose three words to describe your feelings and your current state or mood. My chosen words were one, peace, two, wisdom or thoughtfulness, and three, productiveness. It's actually four words. Okay, um, the general sense that you get is peace, wisdom, um, and productiveness. So the aim also is to control your feelings and um, excessive anger, controlling your emotions and dealing with annoyances and trying not to be excessively irritable, to try to control negative feelings and not to harbor sadness, to deal with stressors by finding solutions to problems, to identify issues in a calming, meditative, spiritual way, and using coping skills. The following are some possible reasons for getting agitated. On a rating scale of 0 to 4, so 4 is most irritating and 0 is least, each factor is to be rated individually and adding all the factors for a total score. 0 to 45 means the anger and annoyance level is low and your patience high. 46 to 55 is peacefulness is pretty high and above average. 56 to 75 is average amount of anger. 76 to 85 more irritable than average, and 86 to 100 is highly irritable, a true anger champion or firecracker harboring intense feelings even after the initial insult has passed. Be careful not to get tension related headaches or high blood pressure. Your anger may get out of control or lead to hostile outbursts. Obviously, in an ideal world, all these factors should be zero once the issues have been solved or resolved, of course. However, when faced with these difficulties, initially the seriousness of each problem determines how high the point value is, and if you were faced with all of these issues in your life all at one time, you in within a short period of time, um, you would probably inadvertently become a highly irritable firecracker. So it just depends on your situation. So understandably, in order to deal with all of these difficult situations and issues thrown at you, you would have a natural reaction. So without a reaction, no problems would ever get solved, because you would have to effort some pressure on these issues at hand, even if no one person is blamed for them, or even without blaming people around you. So, the solutions to each problem have to be one by one thought about and searched for. Being confronted with various difficulties would mean more time spent in trying to solve the problems, rather than pretending like they never occurred, if in fact they are pertinent, always repeating. The goal for peaceful resolution would be reaching solutions for all the problems that is that are present in the life, then the one's life, one's environment, and their surroundings, preventing further problems that may develop or escalate. Okay, so the examples given: a broken or defective item. So the scale again was 0 to 4, and I put, well, I rated these 3 if the problem is unsolved, and 0 if the problem is solved, for all of them. So being overcharged, 2. Being randomly picked on, 4. So picked on being like, in a negative way, I guess. Um, and vehicle is stuck, 3. Being pretentious, 4. Um, Pretentious means basically a fake, or and dropping food or drink, to dropping clothes or items, to being followed or stalked, 4. Being stranded or ditched, 3. Obnoxious jokes or teasing, 4. Bad drivers or traffic conditions, 3. Getting lost or wrong GPS, 3. Being unjustly blamed, 4. Loud or rudeness, 3. Items not returned as promised, 3. A confusing conversation, 4. Being overwhelmed with work, 4. Not being heard or miscommunication, 4. Frustrations with smarty pants, 4. Interruptions, 4. Being slowed down, 4. Uncaring or littering, 4. Being demeaned, talked down to bullied. Um, so that's kind of like the jokes, teasing, or being picked on. I guess those are kind of similar. So 4, tearing or breaking something accidentally. 3, well, obviously, accidentally is not as bad as on purpose, but, unless you're trying to tear or break something. Disconnected in the middle of a conversation. 3. So, those are all the things that could possibly go wrong, I guess, in our life. So the chart below shows the points above in a linear format. If a person were to be faced with all of these issues over time, one's feelings would vary over time. So one's mood, emotions, frustration level would vary over the space of time. Obviously, no one chooses to be faced with such struggles or problems, but in reality, they do occur. Some may be short term or frequent, or repetitive and ongoing, depending on the issue and one's environment. It's important to figure out causes of stressors and find solutions and trying to fix problems. If someone around you needs help to solve the stress or problem, it is important to help them to solve or give advice regarding these, learning from others. Understanding your feelings and expressing yourself, thinking and talking about experiences. So we'll continue in the next part. Thank you.